Hi everyone. So first I'm going to actually start on page 3 of the packet. Some of you girls emailed me asking questions about number 4 part C and as well as number 5. Some girls also emailed regarding rise and run, but that's actually going to be in today's lesson, so I'm not going to go over that. So for number 4, if you're looking at A, it is saying G of negative 5. So when you see something like this is actually giving you the X value. So you're just plugging that into the given function above. So G of negative 5 is equal to negative 5 squared plus 4 times, that's a negative 5. And then you would put that into your calculator, and it would give you an answer of 5. And you do the same thing for B. So G of 0 is actually the X value. So 0 squared plus 4 times 0 would actually be 0. So what this is actually saying is that when the X value is negative 5, the Y value is 5. So if you had to make this coordinate point, it would be negative 5, 5. And here, the same thing. The X value is 0, and the Y value is 0. So this coordinate is actually 0, 0. C is saying what's the average rate of change for the interval of negative 5 to 0. Remember, interval is talking about the X values. Okay? So, therefore, they're saying that what is the average rate of change between negative 5 and 0? Well, we already know those points from up here. So, we just plug that right into our formula. Delta y over delta x is equal to 5 minus 0 over negative 5 minus 0. And here, when you put that into your calculator, it would give you negative 1. So that's the average rate change here. Number 5, given the function in the graph below, find the average rate of change over the interval of 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to negative 3. Again, the same thing as the one above. These are your X values. So you're looking at the graph and you're saying, okay, well, when X is 0, what is Y? So when X is 0 here, Y is this point right there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could say that is 0, 5. And when X is 3, what is the Y value? So go over to 3 and down. That's that point right there. And that one is 3, negative 4. So again, just plugging this right into your formula. And I'm just going to go this time with negative 4 minus 5 over 3 minus 0. Again, remember, the order doesn't matter as long as these two is the same pair. Okay? And once you do that, the answer here is negative 3. It's a negative 3. No. Okay? I'm just going to box my answers. All right, so I'm going to move on to today's lesson. So today's lesson is on writing equations of lines. First, we're going to be looking at diagonal lines. And we need to know, for diagonal lines, we need to know the slope and the y-intercept in order to write the equation. Remember, the equation will be in slope-intercept form which is y equals mx plus b. So together, we are going to look at number 3. So the first things you need to know is you need to be able to identify what is the y-intercept and what is the slope here. Okay? Sometimes it's helpful if you just put that this is the b and this is m of your equation, because remember the equation is going to be equal to y equals mx plus b. Here, you want to start your y-intercept. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So if you're looking at the y-axis right here, where does the graph cross it? Well, it crosses it right there. And that point is 0, 3. So the y-intercept is 3. And your slope, so to determine the slope, you're going to use rise over run. Hint, this is where you want to pay attention for those that needed the clarification for number 2 on yesterday's lesson. So you start with your y-intercept and you rise. So here, in this case, you're actually going down. And then you're going to be going across to the next time that it crosses a grid line. And then you're going to count those boxes. So here it went down, so it's actually going down by -1. And how many boxes across? 1, 2, 3 boxes. Oops. 3 boxes. So actually, remember, it's rise over run. I'm just going to make the note up here. So rise over run. Remember, rise is when the graph is going down or up. And run, we're always running to the right. So here it went down by -1. So -1 over 3. And you just want to kind of confirm that by going to the next time that happens again. So again, you want to go down 1 and 1, 2, 3. And if you see, that is the next time that is actually hitting the grid as well. Okay, so it just kind of confirms it. You could always go backwards as well if you want to confirm the other ones to the left, but we're always just going to face to the right. So here that means that the equation is y equals your m here, which is your slope, -1 over 3 x plus your y-intercept, which is 3. Okay, so that is your answer here. We're going to go to the next page. So 1, 2, and 4, you're going to do something similar to number 3. Remember, if it's going down, it's negative, but if it's going up, that it's positive. So we're going to go to the next page. So just to keep you girls on track, we are on page 5. And we're going to talk about horizontal and vertical lines and how to write them. And sometimes I like to use terms like HOI for horizontal because it actually has a 0 slope and the equation is y equals whatever that number is. We'll look at that in a second. Also for vertical lines, I like to think about VUX, and it's vertical lines, the slope is actually undefined and the equation is actually x equals. And we're going to look at numbers 1 and 2 to help us a little bit more with that. So we're just going to focus here. All right, so if you're looking at this, well, we can say this is a vertical line. Remember, vertical lines go up and down, and horizontal lines go side to side. So if you just want to make that note, that helps as well. Okay? So since we're looking at a vertical line, we're looking at Vux, Vux. So that means that our equation is actually going to be x equals, and here, what is the x value that the line is passing through? So the line is actually passing through 1, 2, 3, and that's negative 3. Okay, that's exactly the line that it's going through. Okay, so that's kind of saying that no matter what the y value is here, your x will always be equal to negative 3. That is your equation of this line. Now we're going to transfer over to number 2. We're looking at something that is horizontal. So here it's Hoi. That means our equation will be y equals. I want to change that. Okay. Y equals. So again, we're looking at this right here. So it's horizontal. It's going left to right. And we're just looking at the y value. So here the y value is 2. Right? Right over here, we're crossing, the graph is going through when y is equal to 2. And that's kind of saying that no matter what the x value is, the y value is always going to be 2. So that is the equation of the line. 3 and 4, you're doing the same exact thing. Now, also for this page is page number 6, which is the next page. And numbers 1 through 6 will be a mixture of horizontal lines, vertical lines, and diagonal lines. So work on these first 2 pages first before you turn over and try number 6. Again, email me with questions so I can answer them in the next video. Thanks, girls.